We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them, and this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the tarot to get the vibes, see what's possible, what's brewing in the universe, with spirit, with the sky, whatever it is you do or don't work with for the week to come. And it's a big week. We have already been in eclipse season, even though our first eclipse of this set is tomorrow with the full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces. What a freaking zinger, y'all. That's just a lot of energy to work with. For me, I think I've probably said it before, and if you're on my newsletter, I write up beautiful rituals and spells for y'all to do, but to be honest, at this point in my practice, my full moon and new moon rituals are literally just going to sleep. It's a lot of energy. I can't take it. I usually will do, if I do want to do a ritual or something like that, I'll do it on the days around the full moon, because on the day of, I am just down for the count. What can I say? It's a lot of energy to work with. I'm an empath. Just kidding. Anyway, so that's what's up. I'm also doing something wild today and using an original Rider-Waite Coleman Smith deck. Again, if you know me, I don't really use this deck in readings ever, but we are halfway through Phasecraft, my 4-week intro to tarot course, and it's just kind of inspired me to go back to a classic. So that's what we're using today, which is fun. Speaking of courses, we're only a few weeks out from my Season of the Witch Autumn class series starting on October 10th with Witchcraft 101, which is going to be really great and fun. I mean, we're going to cover all the basics that you need for a modern witchcraft practice, but we're also going to talk a lot about, finding a practice that works for you and why a lot of the things that you see in modern spirituality and witchcraft spaces are really problematic and also probably or maybe won't land with you. So if you want to get into the good stuff, come to Witchcraft 101, and then the week after that we're doing altars, and then the week after that we're doing spellwork. And then the week after that, on Halloween, we're doing a Samhain spell circle. So Samhain is the Celtic harvest festival associated with the time period of Halloween. So we'll be going into the history of it, how it was traditionally celebrated, and then we're going to do a group ritual together. So it's going to be a great time. The links and everything you need to learn more and sign up are going to be in the episode description. But let's dive in. Let's do the dang thing, shall we? So if this is your first time with me here, hi, hello. We spend the first few moments just breathing and casting our circle, setting our container to help us be present and grounded as we go through the messages of this week. So if you'd like, you can join me in closing your eyes and just taking a couple of deep breaths. You can also just let your gaze settle down at your cheeks, or maybe let your eyes land somewhere else out in space. And wherever you end up, just breathe. Feel your shoulders rising and falling. Your rib cage expanding and softening. Bring your attention to wherever your body is making contact with the ground, whether it be your feet on the floor, your seat on a chair, your back on a bed. Bring your awareness to that point of contact and feel your weight and the force of gravity holding you, supporting you, anchoring you to the present moment. I'm going to call to the spirits and guardians of the elements, and as I name them, I invite you to imagine a circle of protection made from their force, their essence, appearing around you to, again, hold you in this space. You might pour a circle of salt around you in your mind, or see a ring of stones or tree trunks or flowers rise up from the ground. You might light a ring of fire, or carve a moat of flowing blue water, or put up a force field of air, a dome, to hold out all unwanted and negative energy. You might do any combination of these things or something different altogether that helps you feel safe in this moment. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, of the stardust that gave shape to this planet and to our bones. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, of the life-giving sun, the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal. Hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears. Hail and welcome. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple more deep breaths here. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes or refocus yourself back in space. Cool. Let's see what's happening. Again, if you're new here, if this is your first time, I just shuffle the cards and let them fall out of the deck. So I don't cut, I don't use spreads. I don't go for a certain number of cards, though. If it gets to be too many, I will cut us off. Ooh. We're starting with the Lovers. We're starting with the Lovers, which is so interesting in association with this eclipse energy, because the Lovers calls us to, of course, things are falling off the table. The Lovers calls us to harmony, to unity, to being true. Oh my gosh, I lost another one. To being true to ourselves and making choices that align fully with our hearts. I'll get this card eventually. Here it is. That align fully with our hearts. And in the spirit of a Pisces full moon and lunar eclipse, that's exactly what's happening. Eclipses force us to face the things that are hidden, that are untrue. And we are really being tasked to fully align ourselves with our dreams, our spirit, our desire, our magic. Yeah. Two more cups. There's some blocked energy here too, but we will get to that in a second. Oh no. Jeez Louise, they keep falling. Oh, what a beautiful. Okay. Is that the last one? I feel like that's where we're ending. Can I stop? Okay. Okay. So, as I said, the Lovers, right? This is introducing us to that idea of being aligned, of, again, making choices that follow our desire, where our heart leads. That's where we need to go. And this is followed by the Queen of Swords reversed. This is what I was talking about, that blocked energy, and the Seven of Pentacles. So in this moment, there is some doubt. We have some doubt in ourselves and our ability to make choices, to be decisive, to stay true to our word, or to communicate our word effectively. But the Seven of Pentacles comes in to remind you that the work that is tedious, that is internal, that is unseen, that takes time and effort and maybe isn't the most fun, is the important foundation for us to find that confidence in our voice, to find that clarity to move forward. So the Queen of Swords reversed, surrounded by the Lovers and the Seven of Pentacles, again, like, what work can you do to fully align yourself with what's in your heart in a way that makes it easy to speak it into existence and to act and live into that desire every single day? The Queen of Swords is this energy of a person who has gone through the shit, has gone through so much shit. Here I am swearing again. I'm going to have to put the explicit tag on. I got to get myself under control. Where was I? Has gone through so much that they are able to make choices definitively. And at this point in time, there almost certainly is some doubt in your experience. Or maybe we're in the thick of something that is an initiation, a hardship, a trial. And so it's harder for us to step up and trust our voice. But again, that Seven of Pentacles, like, this is the foundation. There is lots of possibility here. You just have to decide to work with what you've got. It's an invitation to pause and like look at where you are, look at where you've been, and make a plan to move forward again in a way that fully aligns with what you want to create for yourself and for everyone else in your life. This was followed by the Queen of Wands. So we're really in that energy of like, yes, this is the work of the moment to find that confidence, to find that power and that magic. The Queen of Wands is like the embodiment of our true essence and energy, and taking the internal outward, taking our magic from our minds and our private space and putting it out into the world. There is a lot of growth to be had with the Queen of Wands, but growth not just of self, but in community. I say this all the time with like our rulers and the court cards, right? Queens and kings have advisors. They have teams. They don't actually make any decisions completely on their own. And with the Queen of Wands, it's knowing yourself so completely, having the confidence in your own persona, like knowing yourself so completely and being so confident in yourself that hearing the opinions of others doesn't threaten you. Opening yourself up to help, to feedback isn't threatening because you are sure of yourself. And you're sure of yourself enough, you're sure of your own spirit enough to know that you have something to learn from everyone. And at the end of the day, the decision is yours. But it might benefit you to invite in the spirit of community, the magic of the world around you. Yeah. Okay. But then things get a little wacky. Things get a little weird. It's an eclipse week. So like, yeah, they're going to. Three of Swords, Five of Cups, Six of Swords. There's other cards that came out in between these. We have the Page of Cups as well, and the Three of Cups. So there's, again, this balance. I mean, having the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups both come out in a reading is like a little like, excuse me? What are we doing? These are both like the grief cards. These are like the cards of experiencing emotional turmoil. And as I always say with cards like this, the question or like the moment here isn't, hey, something hard is happening, something bad is going to happen to you. It's, how do you move through these moments of hardship? What can you make out of what is left from what happens? How do you feel your emotions and like be with them and process them so that you can move on in a more curious and aligned place with that Page of Cups? The Five of Cups, I like that we have the swords and the cups here, because it's like the mental process of grief and hardship and the emotional process, the heart process of grief and hardship. And how if we try to overthink our feelings, to analyze our feelings, that might feel like we're getting through them, but they are more likely to come up later because we're not actually letting ourselves feel them in our bodies, right? And the Five of Cups being like, you have to not just recognize and know your emotions and your hard feelings, you have to feel them. And in feeling them is where we find these two cups that are remaining upwards. In feeling them, as well as knowing them, as well as recognizing them, that is how we are able to find our way out and find our way towards the light, the path of joy, with the Page and Three of Cups. The Page of Cups invites you in to that emotional world, invites you to explore, invites you to open yourself up to the love of the people in your life, to the way your friends can again support you. Like there's this, how I was just talking about this, the Queen of Wands, this energy of support and like celebration and like actively finding the joy. The Page of Cups is like this messaging energy, this curiosity, this exploration of the self and the emotional world. And like, how can you bring more play into your recovery, more play into your healing? How can you bring your healing into community? Healing doesn't happen on our own. It happens in community. So how are you going to incorporate love into your pain? Six of Swords. This is that moving on from that grief. The Six of Swords is deciding to put it behind you while knowing that it will always influence you, and deciding to move forward into calmer waters. Four of Swords. So this is my full moon ritual of sleep, right? Four of Swords. Leaving behind chaos to find stillness. Taking the time to step back. I mean, kind of how I was talking about the Seven of Pentacles, of like pausing and evaluating. Letting the Four of Swords be your invitation to rest. Sometimes we must be still in order to feel those feelings from the Five of Cups. And then the planning, the thoughts can come more refreshed. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords in the deck, right? So the Three of Swords is that pain, and the Four of Swords is that recovery. But you have to actively choose that recovery. The Six of Swords. You have to actively take steps forward to find it. And when you do, the Sun is the final card. When you do, a whole new world of possibility opens up for you. With joy, with potential, with creative power, with inspiration, with, again, confidence and knowledge of self. But you have to be with what is difficult in order to find what is good. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Two of Wands. When you get through this process, when you get through this hill, when you get over this hill and ready to go out the other side, again, the world opens up to you, and it will be that much easier to step out on your next journey. Cool. That's the reading, y'all. That's what we've got for this week. I really like this energy. Wow. A Rider-Waite deck giving me a good reading? Who would have thought? Many people would have thought, in fact. Sometimes you just got to go back to basics, back to the foundations. Wow. Yeah, I love this energy for us, and I hope you do too. But let's go ahead and close the space. So, once again, join me in closing your eyes and taking a couple of breaths, letting all of this stuff kind of settle and land and marinate in your mind. Become aware of your connection point to the ground and reimagine the elemental circle that you put up around yourself. Take a big deep breath in, and on your exhale, let your breath carry away that circle, blowing away the salts, dispersing the air, letting water ebb away from you, letting fire and earth sink back into the ground, opening the space and releasing the energy. I release the spirits and guardians of the west, the south, the east, and the north, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I send the energy of all those watching and listening back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer cross-corded or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Wonderful. All right, y'all. As always, find me on the internet for more good things. Tomorrow there will be a newsletter going out. I'm going to do a tarot spread for my free subscribers, and my paid subscribers, which you can be a paid subscriber for $8 a month or $80 a year, will get a 2-card reading by elemental zodiac sign grouping. So fire signs, air signs, water signs, earth signs. You'll get a ritual. And this just in, paid subscribers now have access to the Phasecraft Collective Discord. It's a small but mighty group at the moment, but my Tarotcraft students are in the Discord, and paid subscribers, you all have access to the Discord. So the link to that will be in the description, not the description, in the newsletter for paid subscribers tomorrow. Also remember that paid subscribers get a discount on tarot readings forever. Like, how freaking cool is that? It will be in the first email of every month with tarot scopes. So if you want to get a discount on tarot readings forever, then become a paid subscriber. Also, like, because it's so fun and there's so much other good stuff that you get with it. Anyway, don't forget to sign up for Season of the Witch. If you have any questions, leave a comment, shoot me an email, send me a DM. We'll figure it out. But, whoa, a cloud just moved over the sun. If you're watching the video, the light just changed drastically. That was fun. Okay, great. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. Happy full moon, and I will see you next Monday.